The read-write culture is all about passing art down and contributing to it and changing it. Oral cultures back years and years ago, centuries ago, how the world started, oral cultures would pass down music or stories from artist to artist, and each person would improve it as they choose, and they would send it onward, and they would demonstrate how, as Lessig says, culture evolves and develops and moves forward on pages 7 and 8 in his book. On page 28, he mentions that ordinary citizens read their culture by listening to it or by reading representations of it. This reading, however, is not enough. Instead, they add to their culture, and they read by creating and recreating the culture around them. Part of our history is the read-write culture that encourages creativity and development. So an example of text read-write would be blogs. They're accessible and open access way so that others will be able to comment on and rate, criticizing what they read. This read-write is the essence of the read-write culture, which he describes on page 67. A media example of read-write would be the lip-dub videos, the auto-tune videos, where they take an original video of someone speaking and then they change the context of it, they put music on top of it, they change the words, they make it their own. On page 50, he says, the most important policy mistake is that one stifles the Caesarean instinct, a policy driven by the view that the only way to protect the read-only culture is to render the read-write culture illegal. That choice is a false choice. It's basically the fear that the read-only culture will erase the read-write from existence, paralyzing amateur artists who crave to remix this existing artwork. By criminalizing the read-write culture, we are discouraging amateur artists. Ira Glass, who's a radio broadcaster, says, quote, "Nobody tells this to people who are beginners. I wish someone had told me. All of us who do creative work, we get into it because we have good taste. But there is a gap. For the first few years, you make stuff, it's just not that good. It's trying to be good, it has potential, but it's just not. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, is still killer. And your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase and they quit. The more people I know, or most of the people I know who do interesting creative work went through years of this. We know our work doesn't have to be this special thing that we want it to have. We all go through this. If you're just starting out or you're still in this phase, you got to know it's normal, and the most important thing is that you can do a lot of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week you will finish one story. It's only going to work, it's only going through a volume of work that you will close this gap, and your work will be as good as your ambitions. I took longer to figure out how to do this than anyone I've ever met. It's going to take a while. It's normal to take a while. You've just got to fight your way through. So he's just saying that you have great taste, but you have to work, you have to practice. And we inhibit these amateur artists from creating work. We're jeopardizing their futures and their future work by not allowing them to practice and shape their own craft before becoming true professionals.